Hey everyone, back here out at the land, day 3 on the dirt work. Just talked with the contractor again. He's about 15 hours into his work, doing some partial days. He does a few other jobs and wears a few different hats as well. So he's kind of working us in between stuff here. Everything's looking great. He's added, let me see, he's got about a foot or so added in there. The house pad area, everything's looking awesome. He's hoping to have a couple more days out here, be doing the culvert and drainage here in the ditch tomorrow or the next day, and going to be looking at the pond as well. Starting to run into some rock back there. He has some concerns about that. More from the side of, once he starts getting into the rock around the pond area, it can become a money pit real quick. Just fighting rock just to try to achieve what we want. So we don't have huge expectations for the pond area. It's really just flood control. So we'll go back there once he gets going on that, and we'll look at that a little more in depth. For now, let's go take a look and see what he's got going on here. All right, we'll see how this turns out. The tracks on the dozer are obviously pretty noisy. Here, standing in the ditch, this has all actually been done and fixed once. And a week or so after I did it, we had about 8 inches of rain. That just ruined all the work I did with the tractor and box blade. So you can see these big erosion ruts. Obviously, a small amount of water is good to pack everything down. 8 inches in a day or two is bad. So he's gonna have to help me out and kind of redo some of that while we do the culvert. So coming up here, taking a look at what we've got here. It's starting to look awesome. So here's a few of the rocks he's pulled out in the work so far. So not too much. Lucky for us, a lot of this land was destroyed when they made the neighborhood. So you can see lots of this just kind of junky shale soil all through here. So it's bad for when we're going to want to start growing grass and stuff. But it's really good in the fact that we have all this dirt back here to work with, to bring up, to build the house pad and everything else we want to do. So fantastic for that. It's great soil, great compaction for house pad stuff and foundation. So that'll work out good. And it's really good that he's able to smooth out this hill area back here and make it a lot better to help control water flow. So looking good over here. This hill was probably about a 6-foot raise, just a hump on there, and it had some rock and some erosion ruts. It was just pretty unsightly. Couldn't do anything with it. So that's why we decided the best thing to do with it was to take all the dirt that we already had, move it up here to the house site. So some of you may be wondering, why are we putting all this dirt here? Don't the builders usually build a house pad? Short answer, yes, builders usually do. Long answer, builders usually do not do anything to mitigate long-term flooding issues. As you can see, we have this hill back here, and all the water just runs straight down here. And every time we got a heavy rain, we came out here and we looked at all the land here to see where the water was running and what possible flood issues we may have with the house. Because of that, we decided it would be long-term money well spent to have someone come out and bring all this dirt down here and build our pad up. That way, whenever there's heavy rains and runoff events, the water's going to go down that hillside out towards our ditch, where it can go on through the neighborhood, or we're going to create another water channel to go this way towards the pond area. Hey everyone, how's it going? Wanted to jump in here on this video. You may or may not know, but this video section that you're looking at is pretty stinking old. As we talked about in the introductory video, I had some hiccups in the process, and stuff took a long time to really get the ball rolling on the house. Well, in that period of time, some of the YouTube videos we were doing here kind of stopped. If you're personal friends with us on Facebook, you've seen what's going on with the house right now, and with YouTube, you're way behind. So yeah, I've not done very good at keeping the ball rolling with the YouTube stuff, but I'm trying to get caught up with it now. So I'm going to publish both these dirt work videos at once. Just wanted to go over and kind of sum up the dirt work videos here. There's a lot of information on them. Trying to simplify them so you don't get bored out of your mind, because most of you guys are not as nerdy about this as me. So let's jump in here. I'm going to share my screen and kind of talk to you about how the dirt work really ended up, because some of the things we talked about in the video did not happen. There's some different things. So let's take a look here. All right, so you remember from video 1, here's the cul-de-sac. And I said the word cul-de-sac like 4,000 times, so you know what I'm talking about. Here's the driveway entrance area. Here's where the house is, currently under construction right now, and here's the land. So you can see here the dirt, this is after the dirt work's all done. So right here on this line, I think you can see, let's measure some distance here so you can see. All right, so this roughly 256 feet or so is a berm that was built up by the dirt work guy, and that is strictly water control. So the water will come off of this hill, it'll hit this berm and follow it down to the end, and at the end there, there's kind of another cut line like this, roughly, kind of like this, to help direct water to the ditch, flood control. And if you remember from video 1, we also talked about, we talked about creating a pond, and that was going to be this way, 150 feet this way from the berm. Well, you can see that they did some dirt work there, and long story short, to do a pond, you need heavy clay soil that can kind of gum up and hold water. And the soil we have there is really, really good soil that will not hold water. There ended up being quite a bit of rock down there, and it was perfect topsoil. So what we ended up doing, I have no idea what just happened right here, and smooth some of this out through here so the water can still run through there and go out to this field and away from the house. So, and then the dirt area around here was all smoothed back out to create good water flow and have a natural kind of topsoil environment there. So long story short, that's what it is. And then the area through here is kind of a low point, a draw, where water that comes from this area that is not captured by the berm hits this draw and goes around the house. So
the whole area here around the house. All of this area, this big area here is built up quite a bit. On the far side over here, it's built up somewhere probably around 2 to 3 feet. And on this side over here, this side is kind of smoothed into the hill right here, but it is built up in this area right here. So water still goes out this way to the ditch. So that's more or less how the dirt work ended up. Not being able to do the pond was a good and a bad thing. We didn't really want a pond just because ponds typically take up a lot of your land and then you can't use it for anything. So some of that topsoil that was really good topsoil that we were able to save from the bulldozer, we're going to use around the house to save money, because topsoil, high quality topsoil, to bring it in is very expensive. You're looking $300 to $400 per truck, and one truckload of soil does not go very far. So we'll save at least a few $1,000s by being able to use a little bit of that topsoil, and the rest of it will smooth back out to preserve kind of the natural layout of that area. So that kind of wraps up the dirt work video. We're going to get moving in the process now, catch you up on the videos. And next video will probably be the framing stage of the house. We're probably going to skip over the floor plan just because in the framing stage, we're going to take you on a tour of the house while it's in framing to kind of get you an idea of what we're looking at. So if you, when we're in that, if you have questions about any of that, let us know at that time and we can go over any floor plan details. Just let us know in the comments section and we can bring you up to speed with any questions on the dirt work or framing or floor plan or whatever you've got. So thanks again for watching and joining us on this journey. I know these videos are way behind and a mess, but life has been crazy. But trying to catch you up here and get you up to speed with where we are on the build and get it current. So I will do better with the videos, but thank you. See you soon.